Airtube Installation Instructions by AirDD. Airtubes are giant inflatable 3D lines unlimited in length and color. Use them indoors for entranceways, in ballrooms, or anywhere you can imagine. Add them outdoors above you, along fences, as a decorative touch on a building, even on water. Though some of these examples may be a bit ambitious for your first time, you can still create wonderful designs even as a beginner. Step 1. Setting up. To create your own Airtube design, you'll need our easy-to-carry air blower, PVC T-joints, short PVC pipes, a clear narrow tube, your favorite colored air tubes, packing tape, and string. All of these items will be included in your order. Meet Nick and Jen. They'll teach you the first steps for getting from here to here. First, take the short pipes and slide them into each side opening of the T-joints. The vertical ends will be connected to the air tubes later. Your most important tool is the packing tape. Seal each connection with the tape like Nick and Jen are demonstrating to make sure the parts won't disconnect or leak when the air pressure is on. You can see how tightly Nick is applying the tape, wrapping it repeatedly to make sure this tube will stay secure when the air pressure is on. Repeat this with all the pipes. Next, we need to connect the PVC pipe base to the air blower. Tape the narrow, clear tube first to the air blower and then to the PVC pipe. If you want to hide the blower away after you set up, just use a longer piece of narrow tube. Make sure the clear tube is not twisted or it might create an airflow blockage. Depending on the design you planned, the amount of T-joints you need will vary. For example, in this tent design featuring 5 air tubes, you can see that the entire design stems from 5 T-joints. This ballroom design also has 5 air tubes coming from the base. Add as many T-joints as you need to suit your individual design. Each T-joint is a launching pad for another air tube. You can add up to 8 T-joints for each air blower. Nick and Jen decided they want to start their design with only 2 air tubes. No matter how many air tubes you're using, you have to seal the open end of the pipe so that no air escapes. To connect the air tubes, take the opening of your first air tube and pull it over one of the outlets. Make sure the opening of the air tube pulls all the way over the pipe. Run the tape tightly around the air tube to keep it from coming undone when the air pressure is high. Once you've closed the opening over the horizontal pipe, tape the air tube over the vertical T-joint as well. Here's a tip. When you gather up the air tube to be taped around the vertical pipe, be sure it's folded in small creases and not big folds to avoid possible air blockage. Stretch the air tube wide to be sure the airflow is unobstructed through the T-joint and into the air tube. To review, here's Nick and Jen setting up the second air tube. Step 2. Design. Here's a complete air tube design. We have 3 air tube outlets from the base. This took 3 people and about 5 hours to complete. The trick to designing with the air tubes is working section by section in manageable lengths of the tubes, usually no more than 20 feet at a time. Create an air tube section by making a slip knot at its end. Here Nick is demonstrating how to make a slip knot. You wrap the tube around your hand, reach towards the end of the tube and pull the loop in. Here's an example again. First wrap the tube around your hand, then pull the tube through to create a loop. Pull it tight. The reason for using this particular knot is that when the air fills the tube, the knot won't untie but will be easy to remove when needed. Here you can see the first air tube section in an actual installation. The first air tube section is connected along the fence with a string, and at the end of the section you'll see the slip knot. Now how do we attach the air tubes? Just tie a string around the air tube about where you'd want to connect it, and then tie it to your surface. Easy! Always be sure to attach the string to a stable and safe anchor. Here's a tip that may save you some physical effort if you're tying an air tube up high. Sometimes you can throw a string over a beam, then tie one side of the string to the air tube and use the other side of the string to pull it up. Then simply anchor it by tying it to something stable. You might need to make preparations before starting your installation. For instance, for this fence design, our team first attached long poles to the fence with zip ties. This was about an hour of prep work for a team of 3. Section 1 is ready, and now on to Section 2. Nick is showing how to create a new section. He's spreading out more air tube and will seal it with a slip knot. Once your new knot is in place, go back to the slip knot at the end of the previous section, pull, and your slip knot unwinds. Here's our installation team securing the second section. If needed, you can always repair an air tube with tape or by making a patch out of air tube and tape. One last thing you should know, you can embellish the design by adding another tube color. Just insert another T-joint the way we showed you earlier. Or, sometimes you need to elongate an air tube. You can see the team here preparing a new T-joint to connect to the air tube so that an additional air tube can be attached. And there you have it! The design is complete. Good luck with your design, and please feel free to call us at AirDD if you have any questions.